Today, we're kicking things off with an exciting transformation. Our client has been rocking a sleek, lower wave style for quite a while now, so his current hair system has definitely run its course. It's thinning out and it's ready for retirement. So instead of the same look, he's decided to shake things up in a big way. We're going to be trading this classic wave style for a bold Afro kinky hair system. This is going to add a little bit more volume, texture, and personality to his overall look. So let's get started and bring this new unit back to life. This hair system has been hanging on for dear life, but it's time to retire it. First up, we spray the adhesive remover all around the perimeter of the unit. You want to do this nice and gently, and just be careful when you start lifting the unit. That way you don't make a mess and get any of the old adhesive in your client's existing hair. You want to gently pull this unit from back to front. Now this step is all about patience, people. We're not going to be yanking, we are gliding, okay? Once it's off, grab a rag and get rid of the leftover adhesive that's on his scalp. Pro tip, if it's a little bit greasy, just use a touch of alcohol. I mean, it works wonders to clean it up. Next, we use a detox shampoo to give our client a proper scalp massage. And when I say a proper, I mean show him some love. And remember to use the right water pressure and water temperature for your client. Your client's scalp deserves spa level treatment, not a fire hose or an icicle drop. So today's hair system that we're working with is a poly-based Afro kinky hair system. But before we dive in, I'm trimming off the excess skin at the front of the unit. Why? Because we're going for a barber straight edge. We don't want the extra lip look. It's all about precision, people. This excess lip is only used whenever you're doing a natural edge. And because we're doing a barber straight edge look, the extra lip is not needed. So you want to make sure to trim that excess lip off and make sure you're very precise when doing so. Next, we're going to be shaving down the area of recession. Shaving down the area of recession is kind of like carving a sculpture. You want to follow the natural lines and don't dig into areas that still have a ton of density. Those are sacred grounds. After that, it's going to be time to map out the new hairline. Think of it as sketching before painting. He's a brighter skin tone client, so we're going to use the white pencil and just make sure that your hairline is even all the way across. This will be where you're placing the adhesive right above this hairline, so you want it to land perfectly. Next, you're going to want to hand your client a mirror, and once he gives you a thumbs up, just faintly wipe away that hairline. Remember, faint is good. You don't want a white chalk road map stuck underneath the adhesive. So just make sure that it's very, very light. That way you can still see it, but if any adhesive does accidentally land on top of it, it won't get stuck in the adhesive. Next, we're gonna spray on a scalp protectant and scalp antiperspirant. These two things just create a barrier in between the adhesive and your client's scalp, and the scalp antiperspirant kind of acts like a deodorizer for your client's scalp. For the adhesive of choice today, we're gonna be using a Ghostbond adhesive. This is safe for sensitive skin. It's perfect for gym goers. It's sweat resistant, water resistant, so any sweat, water, no problem. You want to apply 2 to 3 coats and make sure that each one of those layers are very, very thin. And don't worry, if you're not Speedy Gonzalez with the adhesive, just work in sections. It's all about the journey. We're not in a rush. So now it's time to apply the unit. We're going to be using 2 fingers to stretch out the front and just make sure that it aligns about 1/8 of an inch behind the hairline. And no air bubbles are allowed. So make sure you're stretching it the entire time because we're not making bubble wrap, guys. Once you have it applied evenly, you can just run your fingers through it, kind of double check to make sure that it's laying on your client's scalp nice and even. Next, we're going to trim off any of the excess overlap very carefully. Make sure you don't trim off too much. The last thing your client wants is for you to say, oops. Less is more, guys. So snip a little bit, check. If you need to, snip a little more. You want to work this part very, very slowly and be considerate of your client. You don't want to leave any gaps or spacings in between the perimeter of your client's existing hair and the hair system itself. You also don't want it to look like a hat. You don't want to leave an excess perimeter all the way around your client's area of recession. You want to make sure that it lines up perfectly. You see how it lines up perfectly right here? This is what you want. Now we're going to start parting the unit and work on the entire perimeter. This is going to set the foundation for our fade and make sure that our unit transitions nice and even. You're going to want to work your razor comb all the way around the perimeter where you created your section. This razor comb is going to be your best friend here. Make sure to be very, very light when you're feathering because this is going to ensure that the unit blends seamlessly into your client's hair. And always remember, less is more when it comes to trimming. You can always come back for more refinement, okay? But you can't uncut a bad trim. So just gently work your razor comb all the way around the perimeter, making sure to be safe and not sorry. Next, you're going to want to debulk that hairline using your razor comb. This is a very important step. It's just like when you're working with a client who comes in and has a huge afro and you're doing a transformation cut on them. You're going to want to make sure to knock that hairline down. That way, when you do line it up, it looks really nice and refined. And for the final touch, a lineup as crispy as Popeye's chicken. You're gonna wanna use your trimmers with confidence and just let this artistry flow, guys. Make sure your lineup is nice and sharp. Take it slow, let the clippers glide. This ain't arm wrestling, folks. There's no need to arm wrestle the unit. After that, you're gonna wanna use your 7 guard just to trim this unit against the grain, making sure that it's nice and even all the way throughout. Let your clippers do the work. Make sure that you're not pushing too hard on your client's unit. You're gonna wanna let the clippers do the work here. This is gonna be 6 inches of hair that you're cutting down. So you're gonna wanna get it to a nice length. The only way to do that is to make sure that you're cutting it evenly and against the grain the entire way. I like to finish off with a custom freehand fade. This, for me, I mean, it just adds a little bit of touch of personality and ensures that the unit isn't just a hairstyle, but it's a statement, right? So, quick poll here. All right, doesn't our client give you Drake vibes? Or maybe it's just me. Either way, this look is fire. You see it coming together? I like to throw a little fade on there. My client requested a drop fade, so I'm just gonna work the corner of my clippers, just ensuring that I don't create any new lines in the fade. And I'm gonna work it all the way through that bottom section where I razor combed it initially. That kind of created the foundation for my fade. And I'm gonna work it all the way up to the area at the top where I used my razor comb. After that, I like to finish up with that trimmer, just balding out the fade, making sure that it's nice and clean. Sometimes, if the bottom of your fade didn't come out smooth enough using the razor comb, you can just flip your clippers around and rake it down. Make sure that the bottom of that fade is nice and smooth before you freehand fade a client. The last thing your client wants is to have a chili bowl around the perimeter of his head. You want to make sure that fade is nice and even all the way through. And if your client has dips in his head, like my client does, you're going to want to just work that corner right in there. You see it. I like to make sure that any of those dark spots are gone. I mean, come on, this is giving champagne poppy all the way. Is that Drake's first cousin or what? To finish, we're gonna spray it with a little bit of water. And we use a little bit of our signature statement curl cream. And I like to work it generously in the palms of my hands first, just to make sure that it's evenly spread out throughout the entire unit before sponging the hair. So work it into the unit, work it, work it, work it. And the next step, we're gonna sponge the hair into flawless coils. You want those coils to be right, so don't be scared to sit there a while and sponge it. And I'm gonna skip forward just so you don't have to watch me sponge it for 3 minutes. Look at those curls. Come on now. And there you have it. Our client is walking out with a fresh Afro Kinky hair system that is bold, seamless, and ready to turn heads. Remember, this process isn't just about the steps, it's about the transformation, the confidence, and the smiles you bring to your clients. So now you've got the tools, the know-how, and the tricks to deliver this look with precision and flair. So go out there, practice, and create magic for your clients. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep making our clients look and feel unstoppable.